to Three Wise Men. I'm Danny Holbrook, joined alongside Miles Holliday and Nate Garlock. Gentlemen, football season is over. We are in the midst of basketball season, and it ain't going to stop till we get to the end of March.
No, and it's an exciting time, right?
Yeah.
I love the fact that all our basketball coaches in this area do not shy away from anybody. The weekends are always chock full with great matchups.
You know, and we're finally getting everybody playing basketball, right? Because you had a lot of these teams that had late football playoff pushes. They had to push back the start of their season. Everybody's underway now, and over the next couple of weeks, going into the holiday season, and then getting into that second week of January, we're really going to start seeing what all these teams are about and who starts to kind of move themselves out of the pack.
And make sure, if you're not following us on TikTok, make sure you do follow us on TikTok, because Jacob O'Neill does a great job putting content on there. And Danny, you're a big TikToker.
Absolutely, and also make sure you contact us at 3wisemen@WTLW.com. Any questions you have, throw them at us. We ain't afraid. We're not afraid.
And this is my PSA to everybody. This is real.
Yes,
okay?
it is.
This isn't one of Miles's bits.
Nope.
This isn't a joke.
Nope.
This is a real email. We get your letters. It's for real. We're going to answer some emails a little bit later in the show.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you guys. We want this to be interactive with all of you, so please reach out.
3wisemen@WTLW.com.
All right, gentlemen, nothing shines as bright as a Christmas star like the Diamond Dave Bowen. Best thing we saw this week.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Bringing your A game today, buddy. I like that. Hey, number one for me, Rolls-Royce Ellerbrock from Ottawa Glandorf hit the big three to beat Defiance for the first WBL win for Ottawa Glandorf. Look, this was a team last year that really struggled to close out basketball games. That was a huge win for them. Still undefeated. Watch out for that OG team. They got a chance to be something special this year. And then for Defiance, a couple guys that really jumped out for me. Bam Bam Becker, big 6'5" post player. Man, he is a monster. Keep feeding him the basketball inside, guys. And then they have another post guy, Noah Shank You Very Much. Why Shank You Very Much? Because defensively, he had 5 huge blocks. Man, he is a pogo stick. Jumps out of the gym, block shots like crazy. He's going to be something fun to watch. And then on Saturday, Randy Robertson and I had Liberty Benton and Wapakoneta. Dude, let me tell you, the toughness of Wapakoneta is fantastic. Could have folded many times in that basketball game, took it into overtime and found a way. They are locked down on defense, man. They are so good on defense.
That's a big win for them, Miles.
Huge win. They could have lost that a couple times, but their toughness won out. Coach Elkert, he's got a special team there this year. Andrew Walker, the charity basketball game they had at Liberty Benton, he passed away a couple years. All of us have had an opportunity to talk to him in the past, a young man that loved sports. They honor him by playing a charity basketball game, students versus staff there after the varsity game. Real special thing over there. And then last but not least, my Aunt Clara, she said that she's going to send us some Christmas gifts for next week.
Okay.
So I think that's a pretty special thing. I'm excited to see what Aunt Clara is going to send us.
I'm concerned, too. I've met your Aunt Clara.
She's a little different.
I think she keeps thinking we're about perpetually 7 years older. So,
she does. You're right. Yeah.
So.
Sent me bath toys last year.
Yeah. So for me, I was over in Crestview over the weekend, and there's been a lot of talk about like intros, and we know Van Wert has a really nice system.
It's a really good one.
Crestview's is every bit as good. They got the lasers, they got the lights, the faces come on the floors for the intro. It was spectacular. I loved every second of it. So a big shout out to them over in Crestview, doing it the right way. That was a lot of fun to watch.
They have Diamond Dave's face on the floor as well?
Not yet, but it's only a matter of time.
Right. He does every Crestview game ever. He's got to be on there.
It's only a matter of time. Yeah. And then it was a record-setting week in basketball on the girls and boys side last week. I had the chance to see both of those records. First, starting earlier in the week, Carson Erford got her 1,000th point.
Yeah, that's cool stuff.
It was a huge accomplishment for her up against Liberty Benton in a big matchup that's always circled on the calendar. Those two teams go back and forth every single year. She got her 1,000th point just to continue what has been a very prolific high school career for her. So it was a lot of fun to be able to watch that. And then on Friday night, Will Sensabaugh. He set the school record in three-pointers. He made 8 in that game against Crestview. And I'm telling you, if they'd have given him the green light the way that he was shooting, he had 6 in the first half. They kind of backed off a little bit in the second half because they were really opening that lead up. He had a great night. And
school record, right?
Yep, school record, 8 3-pointers in the game. He had 32 total for the night. Then he went and had 28 the very next night. He had a huge weekend. It was a lot of fun watching him.
Sensational Stolly Player of the Week down the drain for me.
No, you can save it.
I can
you can
save it.
Save that.
Yeah, sure. I'll switch mine real quick.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I got you, big guy.
Hey, guys, for me, you talked about some really good post players. They're good players, don't get me wrong. I saw the best post player in Northwest Ohio Saturday night.
Probably did.
Guys, Calvin Willow, if you haven't seen him play, the 6'10", sensational center, forward, whatever you want to call it. He brought the ball down the floor a couple times.
Whatever.
This kid, how major colleges are not recruiting him is beyond me. Now, we talked to Coach Vermillion, and he said Eastern Michigan and a couple others have reached out to him. I hope he takes advantage of that. Guys, he had 32 points the other night, 10 block shots. Couldn't tell you how many rebounds. Dave and I lost count
10 block
because
shots.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
He didn't start the game. There was some issues there where he had to, serve us a little bit of not a suspension.
A timeout.
But timeout, yeah. When he got in there, Katie barred the door. I'm here to tell you, this kid, I've never seen a guy that size who, when he gets up in the air, can move his body, turn it, contort it. The kid is sensational.
Wait, how is it again?
Turn it, contort it. Yeah. Hey, ask.
That's a TikTok.
Yep. 6, 7. Ask Delphi St. John's how good he is.
Yeah.
He torched them last year.
Absolutely.
Guys, this kid, here's the thing. Everything that comes in the middle of the floor, he catches. I didn't see him drop a ball. When he caught the ball, every time he turned, he kept the ball high. I mean, his fundamentals are so good.
He was just playing keep away. He just hold it up
you're
there.
right,
He's like, you guys, my wingspan is too high.
Are we doing jazzercard?
I know, right?
Richard Simmons
I'm
here?
Jane
What am I
Fonda.
doing?
Ooh, Yeah, I mean,
Why are you winded?
because I'm old. All right, Lima Lane, you got to stick around for our next interview. Coach Richard Westerlund, head coach of the UNOH Racers, and Antonio King. They're going to be right here in the studio on the Three Wise Men. It's interview time here on the Three Wise Men, and the UNOH Racers are in the house. Head coach Richard Westerlund and player Antonio King. Guys, thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you so much. It's a great day to be a racer.
Absolutely, Coach. All right, I want you to introduce yourself to Lima Land. I want you to tell us where you've been, what you're thinking, why you came to Lima. Give us the bio, Coach.
Yep. So I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. I came from Great Lakes Christian College.
That's why you like the Ravens.
Yep, that's exactly why.
See, Coach, that's strike one.
Hey, it's a great day to be a Raven, too, after how we beat up on them Bengals. I tell you what. So, come on now. Okay.
We'll talk about stuff like that.
Coach ain't backing down.
Well, listen, and that's why Joe Burrow's going to force his trade out of there. You guys got to protect him.
You're probably not wrong. I got nothing on that one.
This interview's already off the rails.
Yeah. But anyways, I spent 5 years at Great Lakes Christian College, and that was like really transformational in my journey, just like where my career really took off. I had an administration that we had tremendous alignment. We had tremendous people there, and I had a lot of really good players. We won 101 games in 5 years. I had 9 All-Americans in 5 years, went to 3 Final Fours. The only year we didn't make it to the Final Four was the COVID year, and we were favored to win the national championship that year, and they canceled it right before our first game. And so really great run there. But then there was an opportunity here at UNOH that it was just super exciting for me, an opportunity to be a full-time head coach, something that I have not had the opportunity to do. And I knew Coach Adams. I met him on a putting green of Shawnee Country Club, and I talked to him for about 15 minutes, just a conversation about what I was doing there. And I remember that conversation. I'm like, you know what? I've got to end there. Let me call a friend who knew Coach. I said, hey, can you ask Coach to put my name at the top of the list for Jen? I'm interested in the job. I think I could do a really good job there. I think that, in my opinion, UNOH is a sleeping giant, just our footprint and everything we have to offer. I'm like, this is a monster just waiting to be unlocked. And so Jen called me in the middle of my Final Four game, and we ended up losing. We turned the ball over so stinking much that day that we ended up losing. So I don't even check my voicemail for about 3 hours, and then it was like, oh, shoot. She wanted to talk to me. She's like, hey, 5 to 10 minute conversation. Turned into a 45-minute phone interview on the spot, and then that led to a Zoom interview, which led to me on campus. And then, just everything aligned, to where it was just an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. And so that's kind of how, in short version of how I got to UNOH. And I just say it all the time. It's a great day to be a racer because there's no better place to work than UNOH. I'm really blessed there.
So many questions about the golf course, though, right?
Yeah. And Antonio King coming out of Detroit, Michigan. How'd you find your way down to little old Lima, Ohio?
Coach Rich started recruiting me my sophomore year in JUCO around Christmas time. So he's just been on my head ever since. So just felt like home, felt like where I wanted to be, so that's where I came.
Do you ever look at Coach and, because I do when I talk with Coach, you ever say like, calm down? He's like 100 mile an hour. I mean, I love the personality. I would love to play for him. I say it all the time. I'd go through a wall for this guy.
At first, it was kind of crazy, but once you when you're around it every day and you're around him every day, he constantly just in your ears, like.
Have you ever seen him rest or stop or sleep or anything? No.
Never seen him like really just sit down and just marinate, but that's what it takes to be great. So
Be honest though, once in a while in the locker room when coach isn't there, you guys are like, man, will he just settle down a little bit? Is that true?
Nah.
No, I love it.
I don't know about that one. I think there'd be times where they'd be like, Coach back on his stuff again. I can see it in their eyes. They may not say it, but I can see it in their eyes. You know what I mean?
Hey, I coached for an AD that told me once, Coach, they got to think you're a little crazy once in a while. That's true, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I can't be anybody I'm not. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with being who I am. And my guys know it. Like, I'm unapologetically about this in the recruiting process. I tell them, hey, this is who I am. And I tell the parents, hey, your son's probably going to get cussed out at least once or twice. But then the next day, I'm going to come back and give them a hug and tell them I love them. You know what I mean? So they know I love them. They know that there's a lot of energy, but it's because I'm so excited that I get to do something I love every day. And I've got a purpose and a
That's how we handle
passion.
Nate. We do the same thing with him,
Yeah, usually I'm the one doing the cussing out. That's usually how that goes. Yeah. So let me ask you this. I love Lima. I grew up here. I left. I came back. I think Lima is a great place to be. But there's a lot of people who look at it like, how are you going to recruit to Lima? What is it that would pull you here? What would make you want to come coach here? What would make you want to come play here? What's that recruiting pitch like for you, and what was the draw for you?
The draw for me was just how bad, he wanted me to come here. At first, I took 2 visits before I came, so I wanted to make sure this was the place. And it just felt like it's nothing too big. Like, it's not a big city or nothing like that. I don't come from a big city myself, so I'm used to that home type of vibe, that home type of, like, energy. So it felt like home, so it was kind of like an easy decision to make after that.
Yeah, and, for me, I think Lima's a great town. You know what I mean? And I know people might talk negative about Lima. Lima's got everything you would want. You know what I mean? And we're constantly growing, we're constantly getting, and there's just tremendous people. When I talk about just the support our program has from our campus and from our community, I think we're trying to get more community members at our games, right? But I just think that's more on us. So, hey, we got to get out in the community more, serve more, and by serving more, whatever you give, you're going to get back in return. You know what I mean? And so, but we focus on what we do have, not what we don't. And we've got a great product, we got great people, and that's really what I'm selling, to my guys. You know what I mean? Buildings don't impact people. People do. And when you come to UNOH, especially in the men's basketball program, we're going to pour into your life, right? And what's the return on investment you're going to get? Like, we're going to care about you as people, and that's what I love about our institution, too. It's a student-first approach, right? It's your journey, our focus. And that comes from the top down, from Dr. Jarvis to Jen DeVerix, right? And so I'm really fortunate that we have people that believe in our people, want to pour into our guys.
Well, let's talk about some of those people you want to pour into. When you're looking at a kid that you want to bring on campus to be part of what you do there, what are you looking for? And back to you, when you look at Antonio, what were some of the things you're like, man, I got to get Antonio on this team?
Well, I mean, the first thing, you got to have the measurables, right? You got to have the talent. Like, I know people say, oh, character, and yes, character matters, absolutely. Like, there's a certain guy that's going to fit in our program. But if you don't even got the talent, I'm not even going to have a conversation, right? And so when I saw Tone, for the first, and actually it was my former assistant at Great Lakes Christian College, who saw Tone play against Lansing Community when he was at Jackson. He said, Coach, I got you next one. He's the guy. You need him. And I saw something like, yeah, that's a guy. You know what I mean? That's a dude. 6'7", could dribble, pass, shoot, could do it all. And I'm like, that's a guy that I think is a pro. No doubt. And the thing is, Tone had opportunities that if he wanted to go higher, especially after the year he had last year, he could have. You know what I mean? But Tone believed in what we had for him here. And this is the thing I love about Tone. He's so grounded in who he is. He said, they didn't want me then, they're not going to get me now. You know what I mean? And that's why we have the opportunity to be really special this year. Because of guys like Tone, because of guys like Caleb Chapman, Alex Benson, Malachi Black. That was that really transformative class that we had that all said, hey, we want to put UNOH on the map. Okay, and they blazed the trail last year, and we've got opportunities this year to continue to carry that torch to where, hey, we want to be talked about on the national scene. But again, for me, I look for size, length, athleticism, ability to put the ball in the basket. We're probably one of the most athletic teams in the country. Then from there, I'm looking at the character, right? I'm looking, hey, do you want to be coached? Okay, and I'm very direct with guys. Okay, like if you don't like being, held accountable, right, and you don't like a little intensity, I'm not your guy. And that's okay. I'm not for everyone. I tell guys, I'm not the right coach for every guy. And I can count on guys on probably one hand that's, hey, it was not a good fit. Okay, and that's okay. I understand I'm not the right coach for every guy. But, for a guy like Tone, I'm the right coach for. And I've got countless other examples of guys who believed in me and loved me, and I love them, that said, hey, this is how we want to be coached, And so, but we do that in the recruitment process. First visit, I'm giving them our culture notebook. We have a 30-page culture notebook that every recruit, every player gets. They have to know our core values. They have to know our guiding principles, our language, right? And so I tell them, this is who we are. Don't be surprised when I come back to this and I tell you this is what we're about, because we're always going to come back to our culture. I believe culture creates winning. Winning doesn't create culture, and
right.
and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build something that's going to last a lot longer than any of us are going to be around.
Something I noticed about your program that just blew me away, and I know you want to win basketball games. I understand that, and I know you want to develop that culture, but you're working with the kids from the Allen County Sharks. I saw you guys are reading to kids at Lima City Schools the other day. You're not just developing basketball players. You want to develop young men.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm very fortunate. I had coaches who got it, who understood, hey, we're winning the scoreboard of life, and by a product of that, we're going to end up winning the scoreboard in the game. And look, we're playing for 2 scoreboards. And I know that's so countercultural in today's society. Everything's results-driven, especially in D1, NIL era, right? Like, you got to win or you're out. My banners are my people, right? I don't have to win a championship for me to find joy if I'm developing men who are going to go be present fathers, going to be great husbands, okay? And I believe we're put on this earth to serve and give. And so the opportunity that we have to give back to Lima is very important to me. And I tell our guys, we take pride in the fact that we're going to win the Community Service Award for our athletic department every year. Cool. That's what we want. We're going to do more community service hours than anybody. Because, again, like for our guys, like I think it's just a great growth opportunity for them that, hey, like, for these kids that we're going to, like, they look up to our guys. Like, our guys are their heroes in a lot of ways. And I love that for them. And I think we're getting more from them than we are giving them, because we are serving. We do the same thing on campus. We'll do campus service projects where we clean up the entire campus. We're picking up trash, Again, I just think that we've been given so much at UNOH, given a platform that we'd be, in my opinion, it would not be great if we lost that. You know what I mean? We have to utilize that platform because, again, right, like, to me, there's a bigger scoreboard at play, and lights on a scoreboard are never going to dictate our value as people, right? We're going to bring value to the people around us, and by that's why I think we have so much support coming in, because we have great dudes who want to give back.
Right. Mm-hmm. Antonio, first and foremost, I want you to evaluate yourself as a player. What are some of your strengths, some of your weaknesses?
Some of my strengths, I would say, rebounding, shooting, getting to the basket, dribbling, passing. Some of my weaknesses right now, over the past 2 years, turning the ball over. Slowing down sometimes, just reading the game before I just make a quick decision.
And losing the coaching one-on-one, we heard. What's that about?
We gonna revisit that for the year.
I hope you do. Hey, after you graduate, your time at UNOH is over. What do you see yourself doing?
In the next couple of years, I see myself being a pro basketball player.
Nice.
And then later down the line, just getting into coaching, training, just giving back to the youth, just how I'm receiving right now.
That's fantastic.
Miles has got some rapid-fire questions he's going to throw at you. And as I said to our last guest, I apologize up front. But,
yeah.
Coach, you're from Baltimore, right?
I am.
The Wire, one of the greatest shows ever.
Absolutely.
Right? Favorite character on The Wire?
Oof. I don't know if I have a favorite character, to be honest.
All right, a couple then.
Oh, man.
Got to be Omar, right?
I mean, he's up there for sure. I don't know. That's a tough one. You stumped me on that one. All right. Yeah, you stumped me. It's not too often I get stumped.
Okay. All right. How about this one? Best place in Baltimore to get crab cakes?
Oof, my mom.
Really?
Yeah, my mom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah, she does.
I want to try that.
Mm-hmm. Antonio, what's the one thing that he says over and over again?
It's a couple things, or
why does he look nervous?
It's a couple things. come on, guys, or he like do a hand gesture, he do like this. It's a lot. I can't really name like one. It's a lot.
Well, funny story on that. Paul's rabbit fight. Last year, I said, you know what? Just to make fun of Coach, let's do a Coach Rich impersonation. And whoever wins, right, gets a free caniac. Right, we had extra caniac, and so we let it up, and then the guys had a blast. Just here and there impersonations of me. You know what I mean? Was quite fun. We're gonna do it again. I'll make sure to record it.
Let me come out because I get you every Wednesday. I want to play this game too.
You want to be a Keniac. All right, this is a tough one, guys. LeBron or Michael Jordan?
MJ, no doubt.
LeBron.
Didn't see that coming at all. How do you say it with a straight face? How do you do that?
I didn't watch Jordan play. Like, that was more like his era. So I got to watch LeBron play. But Jordan is my two.
Okay.
I understand why people say Jordan. I understand completely.
Coach, put him straight. Jordan, right? Why not?
I mean, just look at first off, today's basketball is a stat accumulator game. It's not what it was, right? And you put Jordan in today's spacing. I mean, and just the fear that he put in place. People aren't scared of LeBron.
What about Bron with Jordan's era, though? He's averaging 40.
No,
would have killed him.
No. He would have been back. Now, LeBron still would have averaged. I think LeBron would transcend an era, okay? But, he's going to be a lot. He will not be as durable. I don't think you realize the Pistons put in the Jordan rules literally just to foul him, right? And Dylan Brooks bumps LeBron, and LeBron's having a freak out.
He did.
Right? Detroit Pistons did that every play.
Soft.
You know?
LeBron is soft.
Again, LeBron's two in my mind, right? He's a great player, but Jordan struck fear in everybody. Jordan changed the way for everybody.
It had to be somebody, though.
Now, my question is,
it had to be somebody to do that.
Do you have Kobe in your top five?
No, because he never passed.
I don't.
I don't either, because I say, how can you put Kobe in top five when I don't even know arguably he's not even a top three Laker?
How is he in the top
that's a
three
really
Laker,
good question,
though?
yeah.
Magic's better.
Yeah.
Kareem's better.
Kareem's much better. Yeah.
Then you could go Shaq, Wilt.
Antonio,
Okay?
I'm just going to say this.
I'm just saying there's the argument.
Magic Johnson is the greatest all-around player to ever play the game. 6'9" point guard.
Offensively.
Right? I've got, for me, my top five is Jordan, LeBron, Magic, Bird, Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan schmoo himself.
Sometimes it's
Gotta make
easier
a free
just to
throw.
like,
Tim Duncan.
okay.
Yeah,
And then you just say, okay.
All right, you guys.
Sometimes you just can't. That's all I do.
That's what he does.
I just say, okay.
I was asking
and then
you
move
questions.
on.
Antonio takes the lead.
He always knows what it is, because when he gives me that look, I'll be like, come on now, little bro.
All right, you guys are the racers. So is it NASCAR or IndyCar? Which is better?
I'll be honest, I don't really watch racing. Sorry, Dr. Jarvis, my bad, man.
I don't know.
I know about the Indy 500, the Daytona 500.
You did?
I don't know. NASCAR driving is hard, though.
They get paid a lot of money, too.
All right, last one for you guys. This is going to be a big one for debate. Best basketball movie ever, and why is it Hoosiers?
I don't know if it's Hoosiers, though.
Okay.
I don't know. Now, run the picket fence. Gotta love
You're
Gene
right.
Hackman. You know what I mean?
Chips.
But, for
Chips is
me,
great.
I'm a
Deion
big Coach
Boudreaux.
Carter guy or Glory
Coach
Road
Carter's
guy.
great. I tried that shit.
Glory Road or Coach Carter, that's my
Glory Road's
1-2.
good, yeah.
Okay, 1A, 1B. Hoosiers is right there at 3.
Yeah.
You can't not watch Hoosiers.
Coach
you know
Carter's
what I mean?
great.
But for me, Glory Road, Coach Carter, those were, I think I shed a tear every time I watch Glory Road when they win that national championship, and
Surprise every time.
Coach Haskins' wife runs something to give him a hug. It's tears me up every time.
Antonio, what favorite basketball movie?
This came out during my year. It's a movie called Thunderstruck with Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And the second, I'll probably say Space Jam for sure.
Oh, his Space Jam. Everybody talks about
Huh, let me ask you.
Jordan Space Jam.
Yeah, that's better than the LeBron one, isn't
definitely,
it?
yeah.
It's kind
Go
of like
figure.
other
Go
things.
figure. Go figure.
I don't got one.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Appreciate
Best
you
of luck
guys.
to you guys this year. Come back anytime and
Yeah.
see us. And while you're here, just win us a national championship.
That's what we're going to try and do. Try and get better every day.
Welcome back into the Three Wise Men. Danny Holbrook, Miles Holliday, Nate Garlock. Gentlemen, let's take a look at the WOSN schedule for this week. Let's start game 1, Tuesday night. Elida at Allen East. Josiah Stober and Kelsey Beimer on the call. Elida comes in looking for that first win. Allen East, 4-0, guys. They're playing really good basketball. They beat a really good Ada team last week, 52-49. They're really good.
I'm just worried about you. That defibrillator we had to use on you after that little exercise you did. You're all right?
I'm good. Yeah, I sweated a lot, so I'm good. Yeah.
All right. Look,
Only because he had to twist, contort.
Contort. It's a new dance craze.
It is.
No
one likes you. No one likes you.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I really like teams that have three guys that are threats. And when you look at Allen East at 4-0, like you said, Deacon Jones, Hirschberger, and Keegan Jones, three threats, right? I like that. We all know Elida really struggling. Where are they struggling, though? They're on the defensive end. They're giving up 65 points a game. I think if Allen East gets to 50 plus, I think they win this one.
Yeah, Allen East last week was, made an appearance in my Power 5 of the week. 4-0, off to a really good start. I do like their pieces. I like the three. I think they have some young pieces, too, that they work in there. Braxton Montgomery, I think, can play a big part for them as well as he gets a little bit more varsity time underneath his belt, and a few other guys as well. Elida, we talked a lot about how this was a very different Elida team, right? We know that they're missing a lot of pieces, guys trying to figure some things out. For the Bulldogs, though, there's still talent there. Marcus Hill is very talented. Jonathan Payne is very talented. Right now, though, when you watch them, they're not. It doesn't seem like they're all very in sync. And when they get in sync, I think they can be really dangerous. Danny, you and I were there for Philadelphia St. John's for a large part of that game. They were right there playing with DSJ.
Yeah, they were.
And before St. John's finally pulled away from them. So I think the pieces are there, just kind of like they were last year. And they got off to a rough start last year, and then Coach Howard started to get things turned around for them. They went on a good run. They ended up having a great season and a deep tournament run. They still have that kind of potential. I love some of their younger players. I think that Tickle can be really good. I like what Jospal does on the inside as well. So I don't think that this Elida team is dead in the water, but they've got to start showing a little bit of progression. We got to start seeing some things move forward for them. I think this is a good spot for it, but it's not going to be easy.
Hey, Dan, you better do it in a hurry because after Allen East, they got Shawnee on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be a big-time contest. That's a tough road to hoe when you think about it. All right, guys, Game 2, Tuesday night, Van Wert at Delphos St. John's. Myself and Jack, don't call me Mark McGuire, on the call. Van Wert comes in at 3-1. They lost to Kalida the other night, 49-44. St. John's undefeated at 3-0. Now, I'm going to say this, guys. This is a really, really tough matchup for Delphos St. John's. And the reason it's a tough matchup is because Van Wert's got guys on the perimeter that can defend, and they got a heck of a post player that's really hard to defend.
Yeah, at some point in time, we have to make sure that Xavier Kelly guards Cam Elward, don't we?
Yeah, right.
Doesn't everybody want to see that matchup,
I do.
right? Yeah, one of the best athletes in Northwest Ohio getting the assignment on Cam Elward and see how he does. But, Danny, how did DSJ lose a year ago? Well, it was a big post presence, right?
Yeah.
Well, it might be, you said, one of the best post players is Willow.
Yeah.
Well, another guy, Zach Crummy, and he is a monster inside. Van Wert, if you do not feed the post over and over again in this basketball game, you might be living life wrong.
Problem there, Nate, is you can feed the post all night, but you're trading twos for threes with St. John's.
You are, and St. John's knows how to score. We know everything that they got going on. They did get a little bit of help back. Andrew Elward did get back into the lineup. Not sure if there's going to be a minute restriction or what they're doing to ease him back in, but him just being back on the floor and being a threat is a big pick-me-up for that Blue Jays team. Absolutely. And Van Wert's going to have to find them. Now, this is a rescheduled game from that opening weekend. I believe it was weather that caused that initial cancellation. So might benefit both these teams, right? It definitely will for Delphos St. John's. They got a little healthier. Van Wert got a little bit of experience. But if Van Wert is going to be the team that a lot of people think they can be, this is a game where I'm not saying that it's a must-win, but it's definitely a game where they have to go in and they show that they can play with teams like Delphos St. John's.
Well, they should have beat them a year ago. You remember this was the first game of the year, and this was a Van Wert team that surprised everybody on that first game. Almost beat DSJ.
Game 3, gentlemen, as Cool in the Gang used to say, it's a ladies' night and the feeling's right. Yeah, it's Columbus Grove and Crestview. Dave Bowen and Darren Gilbert on the call for this game. Crestview comes in at 3-2, which is not Crestview-like, guys. We haven't seen them lose a lot of games. Not that they're losing games, but a 3-2 record, un-Crestview-like. And Columbus Grove, I told you guys earlier this year, it's the best team in the area. They're fantastic. They're loaded.
Well, when you look at them at 3-2, I mean, they're tough losses. They lost by 2 to Ottoville. A lot of people are going to lose Ottoville, right?
Yep.
Spencerville is one a little surprising, 43-38. But to me,
no shade towards Spencerville. It's a good team.
No. The team that turns the ball over the most in this one's going to lose because they both live off their defense, don't they? Yep. They get so many points off of what they do. It's two great coaches, two great pressure teams. Whoever gets the most turnovers and turns them into points, I think wins.
Well, and whenever you get these early season matchups, we talked about it a lot here over the first couple of weeks. You can't win a conference title this early, but you can lose one
Put yourself
this
in a
early
bad
in this
spot,
situation. Right? And this really does feel like a conference title eliminator game for Crestview. They already got the one conference loss to Spencerville. A second one, especially with how Columbus Grove looks to be, it seems like you are going to be in a really big hole that's going to be hard to get out of. I really love this Columbus Grove team. I'm not saying they're better than the team last year, and because they lost a huge piece with Akmudi.
Right.
However,
might be deeper.
This team, there is not that big drop-off that I think a lot of people expected when you lose a player the caliber of Lauren Akmudi. Kendall Pulte, we saw her, I think, grow up tremendously during the tournament run last year. She played fantastic, right? Nesby is a great player. They bring in the big freshman. She's playing really good. This is a team that I think is surprising a lot of people in the fact that they're just picking up right where they left off last year. And if you're Crestview, you got to have this one if you want to stay within this conference title race.
No, that's a great point.
Game 4 Friday night, Shawnee at Elida. Randy Roberts, our own Miles Holiday on the call. Shawnee comes in at 3-1, Elida 0-5. And guys, the news of Shawnee's demise was greatly exaggerated. They've rattled off 3 in a row, and they look like Shawnee.
Yeah, we all know what the Brothers of Destruction can do, right? Buckus Berkey, the two of them had 60 in a game last week. They can just fill it up. But I'm excited to see Luke Marshall is averaging about 10 points. He's supposed to be a really good shooter from perimeter. Haven't seen him yet. I'm interested to see how good he is. And then Ashton Wright, a young man that's averaging 5 assists a game. This is a team that loves to run up and down, averaging 77 points a game. Nate, I know you like this Elida squad. They got potential there, but they're giving up 65 a game. It's kind of a bad combination for Elida, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a great matchup. And quite frankly, let's just be honest about it. There's not a lot of teams that are going to be able to look at the Shawnee squad and be like, oh, we have a good matchup, because someone's got to guard the Berkey brothers, and they're a nightmare matchup for just about anybody. You know, the thing that we talked about with Shawnee right from the get-go that was the most evident in that tip-off classic was who was going to be that third scorer.
Right.
Luke Marshall was the one player returning who had the most varsity experience outside of Beckett and Trevick. Was he going to be able to step up and do that? He has really started to come along here over these last few games. He's doing a nice job scoring. They have to have a third scoring option. Shawnee does. Beckett and Trevick can average 25 points a game. That's 50 right there.
Right.
But you're not going to win every game with just scoring 50 points a game.
It's true.
You got to have somebody else that can contribute or at least be a threat. Now, if Luke Marshall can do that, that really helps this team. And they're starting to develop some other guys, I think, too, who are getting that mentality like, we don't have to score 20 a game, but we at least have to be a threat to score with the basketball in our hands. If they start doing that consistently, this Shawnee team is going to be as dangerous as they have been the last couple of years.
Danny, have you called Shawnee yet this year?
I had not.
Oh, great, because if Marshall makes a 3, I'm going to say, that's some great shooting, Marshall. I'm going to beat you to it. I'm going to beat you to it.
Don't.
I got other ones in the holster.
Stop.
I got other ones. I'm not worried about that.
Move on.
That's amateur hour. That's JV. Game 5 Friday night, LCC at Spencerville. Mark Shine, Jerry Snodgrass on the call. LCC comes in at 3-2, Spencerville 4-0. Here's the big problem, guys. If Spencerville wins this game, they're going to be 2 games up on LCC because, as we know, LCC took one on the chin to Lincoln View last week.
Yeah, I mean, this goes right back to what I was just talking about with Columbus Grove and Crestview on the girls' side of things. For LCC, losing that game at Lincoln View, a game that I don't think, no shade to Lincoln View at all.
No, they're 4-1.
They're playing so much better this year. They have a lot of really good talent on that team. They got young guys stepping up. But I don't think that a lot of people would have picked Lincoln View to win that game. Lincoln View, they were up for that game. They were ready to go. They win by 15 over LCC. Not a lot of people saw that coming. LCC now, 1 loss on the conference side of things, that's a big deal.
It is.
And now they have to go and play a Spencerville team that is playing as good as any team that I have seen yet this season. They got to find an answer for the Sensaballs. They've got to find a way to slow them down. Good luck, because right now, Will Sensaball especially is shooting lights out. He has been really difficult to stop. That Spencerville team looks really good, and LCC's got some things they got to work through.
Yeah, I'm wondering, if you're LCC, how do you defend the Sensabaugh brothers? Who do you put on them? How do you defend them? Danny, you coach basketball. What would you do?
Against the Sensabaugh brothers? Look, here's what you got to do. When you have a scorer like Will Sensabaugh, you can't let him catch the ball. You got to tell your kids, we have to defend him without the ball. And he's so good off the ball.
And what if he brings it up?
Well, if he brings the ball up, then you better get some help behind you. Backside help is very, very important. You got to have your big slide over. You got to make it uncomfortable for him, and you got to keep the ball out of his hands.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what for a short period of time Crestview wasn't. He was bringing the ball up, and you would do like you would do guarding anybody else. Okay, he's bringing the ball up. We're going to get down just inside the 3-point line. Now we're going to get ready to defend. He's like, okay, fine, and he'd just step into a three from deep, and he'd make it. You're going to have to get on him, but he's so fast he can get around you. He's pulling up from the free throw line, draining those as well. LCC has some speed. A player that maybe people are off the radar, Michael Quadman. We saw him on the football field. He is so quick. Let him. He's got 5 fouls. Go out there, use
him, son.
Don't be afraid to get whistled, but they're going to have to throw a lot of different bodies at him to really try to take the ball out of his hands. Now, you do that, Owen Sensabaugh, more than capable of taking over the scoring as well. That's what makes this Spencerville team so hard. They have second and third options.
You better know this, too, that if you are guarding one of the Sensabaugh brothers, you better put your shoulder pads on because you're going to get screened to death. They're going to screen you.
Nate, you know this LCC team really well, okay? We all know Jordan Priddy scores with the best of them, right? Who's going to be that guy, though, that's going to relax that scoring pressure on Priddy? They need someone to step up and score big.
They do, and I think a lot of people came into the season thinking there's going to be Brady Parker. He has that ability. He can knock down 3-point shots. Hunter Williams is another guy that can hit.
There's a lot of candidates.
Now, that Lincoln View game, they really struggled from behind the arc. And that's the problem when you are such a 3-point heavy shooting team. You can light up the scoreboard, but if you have an off night, our guys going to be able to bounce back from that. I think they got some young players too. You got like Jackson White and Xavier Purnell. Those guys know how to score. But I think you're going to have to start relying on guys like Brady Parker. He's really good. He has size. He has length. He can shoot the ball. Get him going. You got to find a rhythm for him. Get the ball in his hands, and then that's going to free things up for Jordan Priddy. And you don't have to give Jordan a lot of space. We've seen that. Jordan just needs a little bit of room, and he's going to knock down pretty much everything.
What a marquee matchup, though. Sensabaugh versus Priddy. That's fun.
Yeah.
Guys, Game 6, Friday night, St. Henry at Minster. Josiah Stober and Jack, don't call me Mark McGuire on the call. Guys, Minster comes in at 1-2, St. Henry 0-0. My only question, what are the kids from St. Henry been doing? Not even playing a game this year. It's ridiculous. Get out there and play basketball.
Well, I think you just give the Charlie Whirling, right? Give the ball to him and say, clear out, let Charlie run it.
Nobody stopped him in football season.
Look, if St. Henry's just going to take the same playbook that they saw from Marion Local last year, right? They watched Marion Local win a state title, and then they went on an amazing run all the way to state finals. St. Henry's like, all right, we won the state championship in football. Now we'll just do the same thing. Get a late start in basketball, go on a big run, and we'll end up down in Dayton.
But clearly, Minster's got an advantage in this game, right? Just by playing 3 basketball games.
Absolutely. For
now,
sure.
Minster's down, I think, compared to what we're used to seeing.
They got size.
But there's still talent there. It's still Minster. They know how to play through some things. But again, St. Henry, there's just something. We talk about it all the time, guys. Winning breeds confidence.
It does, yeah.
And St. Henry's not going to come into this game going, oh, woe is us. We didn't get a lot of practice time. Oh, no, how are we ever going to win this one? Their confidence is still going to be sky high.
They got a special player in Albers who's going to go play at Hillsdale.
Yeah,
take advantage of him, especially in an early season game against St. Henry. He hasn't played. He should have 20+.
The thing about the MAC, too, that I've always enjoyed is these kids all know each other. They're all neighbors, friends, cousins, relatives. I mean, these kids know each other. It's something special down there. All right, guys, Game 7, Delta St. John's at Coldwater. Myself and Nate Garlock. Oh, you misspelled that. It says Garlock.
Oh, did I spell it?
That seems like an accident.
It is an I. I'm sorry.
All right, guys. Delta St. John's comes in undefeated. We talked about them earlier in the show. Coldwater comes in at 1-0. Guys, here's something, too. You always wonder how kids are going to react to the new coach. Coldwater's got a new coach. You wonder how things are. Look, they're never void of talent. We know that. But let's see what happens here when he develops his culture and his rules and everything. Let's see how that goes.
Well, one thing, if I am a new coach and I see a guy by the name of Jack Bruns who's 6'10", I'm a smart coach. I figure out a way that he's going to be a big part of what we do. He's got to have a big night against DSJ. Now, think about this, though. DSJ, when was the last time they were at Coldwater? Remember what happened?
Oh, the shot heard around the world.
Shot
yeah.
that heard around the world,
Yeah.
right? They won the MAC. Cam Elwer with everybody in his face at the buzzer. Corner 3 won it.
Did they count it?
Let me tell you how to do that.
So you know DSJ is going to go into it with a lot of confidence.
I don't like you guys at all.
You know, at the end of the day, this script is going to look a lot like the script for the game for Delphos St. John's earlier. You talked about Van Wert, talked about Zach Crum, you talked about that size. The one thing that this Delphos St. John's team lacks is size. You just talked about it, Coldwater. They have size. They got a 6'10" guy. Now, Delphos St. John's might be in a little bit better position because depending on how that Van Wert game goes, they're already going to have played an entire game figuring out how to defend that and to stop those entries and to work things on the inside. So that'll help. But again, it's just going to be another step that we have to see from the St. John's team. If they want to accomplish the goals that they have, at some point, they're going to come up against sides. We saw it end their tournament run last year. They've got to find a way to slow that down and defend that effectively.
Danny, how would you like to be a brand new coach in your second game?
You got to defend Cam Elwer. Can we do this like in February?
He's calling everybody going, so how do you guys do it? Oh, you don't? All right.
Oh, he's averaging 33 game? Okay, whatever. Game 8, Saturday night, Crestview at Kalida. Randy Roberts, and stop me if you've heard this before, Dave Bowen doing a Crestview game. Here's the thing,
Mayor
guys.
Crestview.
Yeah, Crestview goes to Kalida. Kalida has already played Van Wert,
they're scheduled.
Delphos St. John's, and now Crestview. Nobody's doing the Wildcats any favors.
No, and you know they beat Van Wert, which
Yeah.
I think a lot of us, when we saw that score, were a little bit surprised about. Logan Kerner had a tremendous game for them, step back 3 to put them in front. That was a great basketball game, getting that win over top of Van Wert. But if you're Crestview, Danny, you've got to get a win because that schedule, you're looking at 1-7 in a hurry.
Yeah, it's a daunting task. We talked to Coach Etzler last week on the radio show, and he talked about their youth and not a lot of games underneath these guys' belts. So you're right. This is a must-win for the Knights.
Yeah, you know, Crestview's working through some things. They got a little bit of a tough row here, and it is never easy to go to Kalida and play in that gym. Kalida, it traditionally is never going to be an offensive power. They're not going to put 60, 70, 80 points up on the scoreboard. They are going to grind all those offensive possessions. They're going to slow things down. Their defense is going to be tenacious. Crestview's got to come up with something here, and they're going into a hostile gym that is difficult for anybody to go and play and win in.
Is that mural that they have on the home side, is that the best mural in a gym?
Pretty cool. I think so.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic,
First
isn't
place
it?
you and I ever did a game together.
It was.
You know,
yeah.
what I would love to see is that light show that everybody else is doing in Kalida with that mural on the floor coming out of the floor.
Those eyes glowing.
Kalida needs
so
that
good.
the Penn State.
No, thank you.
No, that's okay.
no,
Please
nice
don't
try,
do that.
though.
Overstep
Please don't do that.
Don't do
Kalida.
that, Kalida.
Yep, game 9, Saturday night, Bluffton and Kenton. Myself, Miles Holiday on the call. Guys, Bluffton 0-4, Kenton 0-3. Both these teams are just desperate for a win. Coach Todd Boblet, he'll get it figured out. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's one of the better ones in the league. Kenton is in a brutal Western Buckeye League. They're just happy to step out of conference.
Yeah, you look at Kenton, they just can't score to basketball, can they? Yeah, it's really tough for them. Bluffton, it's a little misleading at 0-4 because they have 2 tough losses, to Jefferson by 1 and then to Bowser by 4. They could very easily be 2-2. But the problem for them is it's Christmas time. They like to give gifts. They're averaging a ton of turnovers, and Todd Boblet is going to be going crazy. When they lost to OG, they had 22 turnovers, so unlike a Todd Boblet team.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, you got 2 teams that are struggling a little bit to begin the season. Kenton coming off of a really big loss to Shawnee, trying to find their footing. Kenton's been struggling the last couple of years, going through some things, trying to find that rhythm. You know, Bluffton, they just lost so much from that team last year. It was never going to be simple for them. Mm-hmm. Now, I think I agree with you, though. Coach Boblet is too good of a coach for this to continue. Yeah. He will figure this out, and it may start this weekend with this Kenton game, and this might be one of those get-right spots for him.
Danny, is this a new gym, a new school? I know Kenton
They
built
got a new school. I'm not real sure about the new gym. They got a new school.
All right, so are we going back to...
We'll have to find out before we go over
probably should find this out before we go. All right.
Last game on the docket, guys. Upper Side of Valley at Pandora Gilboa. Mark Shine and Nate Garlock on the call. Upper Side of Valley coming off a big win against North Baltimore. Let me give you some advice, USV. Get the ball to Bo Sanders.
Absolutely.
He's pretty big and he's pretty good.
Yeah, you know, like you mentioned, they had their first win. Bo Sanders had over 30 points in that game. He was an absolute load. North Baltimore didn't have an answer for him. Pandora Gilboa off to a really good start, though, this season.
Coach Lee's one of the best.
Over 400 wins.
Yeah.
And so, they're looking to continue that role. They're another one of those teams that had a deep playoff run in football, so they're a little bit behind schedule getting where they want to get to, but they've gotten off to a great start. I really like Pandora and where they're at right now as a team. I think that this is going to be a difficult matchup for USV, but I agree with you. It's going to start with USV being very conscious to get the ball into the hands of Bo Sanders and letting them go to work.
Well, Dan, you know this group really well. Who other than Bo Sanders?
Caden Lowry, really good point guard. He was the quarterback on the football team. They've got some shooters out there. This is a nice team. The problem with them is the same in football. There's just depth.
No doubt.
They don't have a lot of bench depth, but the players they do put on the floor, their five are as good around.
If it's a tight game, though, I like Pandora Gilboa. 2 of their wins by combined 5 points total, so they know how to win tough games.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's look at our Stolly sensational player of the week.
Well, we already know yours, don't we?
You know mine, and then we're just going to go right into our Power 5. We'll start with you, Nate.
So for me, I'm actually going. So last week I went with a 2,000-point scorer. It was an easy decision for me. So this week it was another easy decision. I went with a 1,000-point scorer, Carson Erford. Being able to.
She's pretty good.
Yeah, she's real good at basketball. Got her 1,000th point. Anytime that you hit those types of milestones, it is so well deserved. It speaks to you as a player and what you've been able to accomplish. So congratulations to her. She is my sensational Stolly player of the week. And then my Power 5 teams, I got a little bit of movement in mind. My top 3 have stayed the same in Lima Senior, Delphos St. John's, and Spencerville. But I did move some things around. I went with Walpock. Mm-hmm. Walpock is off to a great start.
Tough dudes, man.
They just beat Liberty Benton in overtime. Never an easy win. I think Walpock really surprising a lot of people, playing really good right now. So they are in my Power 5. And then this one might surprise you here, guys, but I'm going with Ottawa Glandorf.
No surprise.
Ottawa Glandorf, undefeated, coming off of a down season. When you look at that schedule, they got a game coming up in a few weeks against LCC. They get by LCC. You're looking at an Ottawa Glandorf team that could be in the double digits and wins before they get their first loss.
Boy, the WBL is going to be a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's fantastic. All right, I went with Blake Rogers from Wapakoneta. Why? Because he got points for them early and then late. When it got to overtime, they needed a big bucket. He went through contact, put them ahead, and then when he got up, what did he do? He just flexed for everybody, man. It was electric. He was a great interview afterwards. Lincoln Holler's another guy you need to keep an eye on. Lincoln Holler, rather, from Liberty Benton, 6'6". He had 31 the night before at Lipsick. He can shoot the 3 at 6'6". He can handle the basketball. Liberty Benton had won. I would have picked him. My Power 5, though, senior, what they did against Wade, scary.
Yeah.
Scary stuff, right?
And that was without good contributions from the top players.
That was ridiculous. And then I have DSJ, obviously, just some ability to shoot the 3s is crazy. Wapakoneta, because they're tough-minded. It is so tough. And Danny, as a basketball coach, if you're going to defend and you're going to try and score against a team that will defend for 2 minutes straight, it wears you down mentally.
Defense and rebounding are mindsets. That's all they are. Yep. You don't have to be great to do either of those.
Yep. Yeah. Then I have Spencerville, number 4, and then Shawnee at number 5.
Guys, I already gave it away. Will Sensabaugh was 12 of 19 from the floor, 8 threes, 32 points, and a 65-39 win. I talk to you guys all the time about Will Sensabaugh. I tell you, that kid has a chip on his shoulder. He just plays like he's mad at the world. Guys, those stats I gave you, he did it on somebody else's floor. That's what's so impressive. Yeah. He went on the road and just single-handedly took care of business. Love that kid.
I'm sure Coach Etzler loves that you pointed that out.
Right. Friend of the show, Coach Etzler. My Power 5, Lima Senior, forget about it. It's just a ridiculous rich wealth of riches.
1 through 10.
It's unbelievable. Forget it.
So good.
Delphos St. John's, Spencerville, Wapakoneta, and I went with Allen East this week. I got to give him some love, man. Nate was right, man. They're doing everything right. They're winning games. Mustangs, this is our first time on the show, I'm thinking, right?
Well, since I did it last week, no, but it's fine. It's fine. We just talked about this.
All right, Limeland, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get some listener or viewer letters, as they say, right here on the Three Wise Men. Welcome back, everyone, to the Three Wise Men. Danny Holbrook, Miles Holliday, Nate Garlock, and it's time for listener letters, or is it viewer letters?
Viewer letters.
Viewer letters, yeah.
And it's...
We got letters. We get those letters every day. Mail today. Pick one out today.
You never join in, Nate.
Yeah, come on, Nate.
What are we doing?
Yeah. Letters!
letter.
Letter.
I really wish that your song would be more clear on what we're doing.
You're clear.
All right,
I'm
boys
clear.
and girls.
You're not clear.
Question number 1. Who is your preseason, early season, all-area team for basketball? How about you just name a couple boys and girls that you think would be on the all-area team?
I mean, for me, a lot of these are the names that we talk about pretty frequently because we've had years of consistency, right? You're talking about the Sean Foster, you're talking about Willie Foster, you're talking about the Beckett and Trevick Berkey, the Sensabaugh brothers, right? You're talking about Cam Elwer. These guys, it's hard to go any other direction. We have a lot of good players, but we have 6, 7, 8 guys. I didn't even do that on purpose.
You did.
But that'll be a TikTok.
Yeah,
all right. But they are just above right now other players in the area, and that's really saying something because how good it is around here. On the girl side of things, I love Nicole Nesby, Kendall Pulte out of Columbus Grove, Casey Gregory. I think she's really good out of Crestview as well. A lot of really good players on that side too.
Look, you put it together, a top 5 team is going to be insane to do at the end of the year.
The depth that we would be able to put together on that team would be insane.
Yeah, I can't disagree with any of the names. Let me just throw out some teams out there that you need to focus on. Absolutely. Lima Senior, maybe the most talent, you said it earlier, from 1 to 10 of any roster in Ohio.
Athleticism is crazy.
Spencerville, fun to watch. Shawnee, fantastic to watch. Delphos St. John's. Look, when we don't mention your school, it's not that we are disrespecting your school.
No.
It's just these schools are so good right now. They capture all the attention.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Danny hates some schools. I'm telling you that right now.
I don't hate
All right, number 2 for you, gentlemen.
Send us an email. We'll tell you who it
At
is.
Miles Holiday. At Miles Holiday.
All right, Danny, we'll go first with you on this one. Which local teams do you think have a chance to win the state title this year?
Ooh, winning the state title? So I'm just going to say I think Delphos St. John's has a shot at it. I think that after that you get – look, Shawnee always is great, don't get me wrong, but they have such a tough tournament draw. I think Lima Senior has a chance. Again, once they get into playing the Cleveland schools and the Cincinnati schools or the Dayton area schools, I think it becomes dicey. But if I had to put, money to it, which I'm not, Delphos St. John's.
Nate?
For me, and if you watched the show last week, you realize that my cousin made a prediction last week on the show, and it's for me it's Lima Senior. I think that Lima Senior, the talent that they have is unbelievable. I think it will match up against any school in the entire state, no matter where they come out of. I thought last year's team was really talented. I think this team's better.
All right, letter number 3. Nate, we'll go first with you on this one. Why don't more local kids get Division I offers for football?
It's a great question. We talk about that a lot. It comes up quite a bit in our regular conversations and the group chats and things that we talk about, because there's a lot of players that we see that we think should be going Division I. They can go to that level. But the simple answer for me is just NIL has changed the landscape of college football in such a way that unless you are a 4 or 5-star recruit that is going to go and teams think that you're going to contribute on day one, they're going to take their chances in the portals. These D1 schools, they don't want to take risk anymore because they can go find a proven commodity from another D1 school.
Especially to MAC. MAC goes portal first.
And when you're talking about because we've had some kids that we all have thought at the quarterback level should have gone. Well, there's only one quarterback that can take the field, right? That already shrinks it up a lot. Now you talk about the portal, that shrinks it up even more. And so to me, the easy answer is NIL and transfer portal.
I'm going to say something that's not going to be very popular right now, okay? But hear me out.
It's all the time.
Yeah, listen to me. When you're talking Division I, you're talking about 1% to 2% of the best athletes in the country. Stop. If you're a high school athlete, stop shortchanging Division II and Division III athletics.
Yep.
It is fantastic. My daughter was a Division II athlete.
Your daughter ran track?
At Tiffin?
Really?
Your son
you didn't
is
say that just now.
Your son is a college athlete.
Division III level.
Look, do not short sell those programs. Stop it. Not everybody's Division I. I wasn't Division I. You guys weren't Division I. There are so many kids that we watch, and you say, wow, he could be Division I. No, not really. Not really. Because, look, the difference between the kid playing Division I basketball and Division III may be the fact that this kid can go from here to here in a bigger amount of time, or he's quicker off the dribble. Not that the skill level's not good.
Right.
There's just little little things, and Division I is the best of the best.
Let me point out also, too, it's not the day and age where coaches come find you. You have to be an active participant in your recruiting now. If you're not reaching coaches, you're not putting out film, you're not going to camps, you are doing things wrong. You have to go to camps nowadays.
And I know kids, though, like you were saying, Danny, to your point, who have said, I'm either going D1 or I'm not going at all.
That's crazy.
Get
a free education.
Yep, don't do that. Being able to compete at the college level, regardless, NAIA, D3, D2, there are very, very small percentage of athletes that are able and capable of doing that. If you are one of those athletes that are good enough to play at the next level, go and do it. Go see what the world's about. Go get some experience in your life. Go experience hardships. Go experience things that overcome different things. It doesn't matter what level you do it at. Very few people are going to make money doing this. NIL money isn't going to come to every single person. Go be an athlete, go be a student, go see what else is out there in this world and enjoy it and be proud of what you can accomplish.
And I'll just say this, guys. My daughter had Division I interests, all right? And she chose to go to a Division II school because it was a better fit athletically and academically. She had to redshirt her freshman year, but it turned out great for her.
Yeah, you really got to make that decision about what's best for you academically, not just athletically. All right, last question, and these have been fantastic. Great job.
Great letters,
Viewers, great job.
Most of the people that write to you use crayons.
Viewers. The Garlock family sends me lots of letters. All right, which school has the best basketball environment for home games?
Oh, I got this one. I got this one.
We gotta say the same thing.
We literally talked about it last week. It's Delphus St. John's.
It is Delphus St. John's.
The beginning of their games. I mean, I was hyped. I'm like, can I go take? I want to get in the layup line. It was incredible. Everything they do from their, and I'm telling you right now, it's their cheerleaders. Their cheerleaders, that squad is fantastic. The way that they, they're all over the floor. Everything that they do, the way that the fans are on their feet, everything about that. I looked at Danny during it and I said, this is what high school basketball is supposed to be. This makes you feel like Delphus St. John's, it's not even close.
If they ever tear that gym down, I'm going to cry.
Oh,
I walk in that gym
good.
and I swear to you, I feel like it's 1979.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
it was so good.
Awesome. I love that gym.
I just have the image of Nate in the layup line. Hey, who's this old guy?
I took one and then I went, no, I'm done.
He's in the layup line, you and I are in a buffet line.
Now, you guys got recognized there, didn't you?
Yes, we did. Yes. We were walking out of the gym, and some kid in the student section goes, "There's the three wise men."
There's two of the three wise men. Which ironically, apparently, is also something that was said to you as you walked into Columbus Grove's gym. Except there wasn't two wise men. It was just you and Chris Howell. I don't understand the confusion.
Chris is filled in, and
I'm not.
Hair.
They had to think it was you then, because I don't have any hair. There's no chance they got me and Chris confused.
Chris is way better looking than me.
Welcome back to the Three Wise Men. It's time to get in the Buckeye Corner. Nobody puts Miles in a corner. I thought that was good.
Nope. You're losing it.
Okay.
It's getting late in the night. We're starting to lose it a little bit.
Our guy from Indiana, Mr. Mendoza, he wins the Heisman Trophy. Should it have gone to Julian Saint, or are you okay with it?
No, I thought Mendoza should have won.
Yeah,
he won the Big Ten title.
I thought Jeremiah Love. So no.
Jeremiah Love?
Yeah, I thought Jeremiah Love. When my eyes told me he was at no point, and this isn't any shade to Julian Saint, I thought he had a great season. I love what he did with Ohio State. But there was no point, and if we're all being very honest, even the hardest core of Ohio State fans, when you watched him play, at no point were you like, that is the best college football player in America. His game wasn't built like that this year.
I felt like at times he was the best quarterback in America.
Now, maybe next year, as he grows into this role, and maybe he'll play like it at times during this college football playoff run, but overall, but Jeremiah Love, every time I watched them play, every time he touched the football, I was like, that is the best player in America.
I'm excited then, since you love Jeremiah Love. I'm excited to watch him play in the CFP, and I can get a real judge on how great he was.
Oh, my God.
Or in the bowl game.
You're right. Yep.
No, I won't.
Except the two losses, he was not at his best when he should have been. Those were Heisman moments that he didn't take advantage of, I'm just saying.
Okay, cool. Next.
Well said.
Yeah.
It's so hard to have an opinion on this show.
Well, here's your opinion. Do you like the chaos going on in Ann Arbor? Because I'm just going to tell you right now, guys. I know Michigan is in turmoil. I know, and I'm not going to make light of this because there are innocent victims.
Yep.
There are children and women and families torn apart. Yep. I am in no way enjoying any of this. I'm not.
Nope,
I'm not. I think what's going on in that athletic department is disgraceful. I think it's been run amok for years. I think they've let things go. I think grown men have let bad things happen, and it's no different than other scandals we've seen. I'm saying it right now. I don't enjoy this. Now, do I like the Buckeyes better in Michigan? Absolutely. But I am not enjoying this at all.
Go ahead, Nate.
I was just saying, I'm with you. I am not enjoying this. This for me is an entertainment. We're watching a lot of people at the lowest point in their life making a lot of, unfortunately, high-profile mistakes. I find no joy in the destruction of the Michigan athletic department because you got a lot of people who are going to be affected by this. So no, I'm not enjoying the chaos. I'm not enjoying seeing all of these things happen. You're talking about people in real lives and real issues here that they got to work themselves through. Again, now, am I an Ohio State fan? Yep. Is it, fodder or whatever with, Michigan? Okay. But, at the end of the day, Ohio State's better than Michigan, whether this chaos is there or not.
You waiting for this?
Yeah, we already know. Come on. We didn't write the show sheet.
I don't enjoy it either. I love it. Are you kidding me? This is amazing.
No.
You reap what you sow.
Yeah, but there's
This is all payback, Danny, for all the years of the Michigan people saying we are better than you. We are the top of the top. We have great morals. We have great values.
Yeah.
They have allowed bad people to do bad things because good people allowed it to happen.
No, bad people allowed it to happen.
Well, right. Good people did not step up, though, and say, you know what, enough is enough. Right?
Yeah.
They did not. They fell into the trap of easy wins, easy paths to getting things done. Look, I absolutely love this because they have been so dastardly for so long. Hey, I'm sorry that there's people that are going to be affected because of your bad choices. But that's what happens when you make bad choices.
Guys, if you're Ryan Day, do you stay with we stay with Tegra and Julian. Did you mean to put Julian? I'm pretty sure he's going to stay with Julian Sain.
Yeah, Julian Sain, yeah. Jan
let's go to Keenholz.
Look,
Maybe on short yardage.
You're in, Lincoln.
You lost the Heisman, you're out.
Yeah. Tegra Teshebola, I'm going to answer this for us.
Yeah.
Talk with Spencer Holbrook from Letterman Row. Already got the inside scoop. Ryan Day and the coaching staff, they've went towards the change. They've got 2 more weeks till they play. Tegra Teshebola will not start, and they will go with
Fielding?
Yep.
Are they going to go with
not Fielding.
Fielding the kicker?
He's going to
Tegra
stop
Teshebola,
kicking?
No.
But the kicker.
Oh, they have a choice. I don't think they have a choice.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ryan Day
We're
always
just
says.
going to go for it from now on.
Yeah, right. Go for two.
No field goal.
Bill Lawrence, go for 2. Yeah.
So Ryan Day says, we want to be elite, right? Well, by starting Tegra Teshebola, are you telling your guys that you're striving for elite status?
No, Gabe Van Sickle's the guy to go with.
Yeah, it's going to be Gabe Van Sickle, but how is it going to be Fielding the kicker? How do you go into the CFP saying you want to be an elite team when you're going to have a mediocre young man kicking?
Understand too, guys, and I'm not defending Ryan Day's choice, but also, look, Fielding had a huge kick in the national championship game.
It was a 31-yard field goal.
For him, that's huge. I don't know. I don't know how you make the change now. I really don't.
You say you're kicking, not him. That's how you do it.
Oh, you do it with the avocados from Mexico. You're not the kicker anymore. Yeah, that didn't go well. Nope. All right, guys, name 2 players that are keys to Ohio State winning the CFP and why.
I mean, look, there aren't a lot of secrets at this point, right? When you're talking about Ohio State, they have playmakers, but you're going to have to get Jeremiah Smith back involved in the offense, I think, at a higher clip. And then on the defensive side of things, I think you just have to continue to see this ascension that is Arvell Reese. But if he has a good college football playoff, you're looking at potentially a number 1 player in the NFL draft this year.
Oh, sure.
You could see teams, if they're quarterback needy, they're going to take a quarterback, but Arvell Reese will still be the number 1 player.
He's so good.
Stiles and Matthews. They play well against Indiana. We win the Big Ten title, right? Yeah. Third corner, outside corner, they're going to have to play really well because the teams are going to take their shots outside. Mm-hmm. Our secondary has to play elite level stuff.
I'm going to go with secondary. Yeah. Even Igbenosum, who we know has had a better year.
It's better.
But against big receivers, I just want to see what's going to happen.
How many times was he called for holding this year?
Was it like 3 maybe?
5 times.
Or 5, was it?
Yeah. Much improvement.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's Ohio State basketball. They got a huge win over West Virginia. Virginia. Does this springboard them to the NCAA tournament? I don't know if it springboards them, but it was a great win, double overtime win.
I think so, and shout out to Colin White. Great steal in overtime. It's great to see him get some important minutes. Look, this was a game that they've lost 4,000 times in the last 4 or 5 years, right? Great mental toughness to come back from 15 points down. It was funny watching it on Twitter because everyone went from let's fire Diebler right now to, hey, Diebler's the greatest coach that we've ever had in one half of basketball. But no, seriously, mental toughness I thought was fantastic for them to get a win that they normally lose.
I don't think so yet. And I only say that because last year we saw them win some games early in the season that we didn't think that they would win against high-profile teams, ranked opponents.
Kentucky.
And we were like, ooh, this might, okay, we got this thing going. And then we saw it take its usual turn that we usually see after the first of the year. We're got to see a little bit more consistency. They got a big matchup against North Carolina coming up. We'll find out a lot about them in that one. And then we've got to see how this team plays through January before I start feeling good about an NCAA.
Big Ten's tough.
Yeah.
You hit the January Big Ten slate, and I'm telling you, if you go on one of those Holtman slides, it's hard to get out of there. We saw it the last 7 years with Chris Holtman every year. I don't understand why
Even
it
last year,
happens.
they were kind of mediocre in January.
Yeah, but the good thing about it is you got a good point guard, a 4-year starter in Bruce Thornton, who I really like. He's not a pro, but he is a good Big Ten player. Hopefully he can lead this ship and everything go.
Well, he's not a pro by the NBA standards.
No.
But he can go make a ton of money overseas.
When I say he's not a pro, he'll be paid to play. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
not in the NBA. All right, guys, we're going to take another timeout. We come back, we'll wrap this one up.
Welcome back to the Three Wise Men. What a special guest we have, Santa!
Thanks for having me in, wise men, or less than wise men without Danny Holbrook.
So what do you have for us, Santa?
What do we got? So I've brought some gifts for local teams and coaches and players.
That's awfully nice of you,
Yeah, I'd
Santa.
like to share some with you. We're going to start off with Delphus St. John's. Yes, the Blue Jays. Santa's giving them a 6'8" athletic back-to-the-basket center.
Hey!
Yes. Look, we talk about them all the time. They need some height. I'm here to help. I'm Santa Claus.
A post presence would be big for them, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be. Another present I'm giving out to all the members other than Lyman Sr. of the T-Cow. Yes.
Well, okay, what would that be,
I'm
Santa?
giving them a pass to go see the school nurse after what Lyman Sr. does to them. Yeah.
Santa, you're kind of mean.
Well, I'm just saying Lyman Sr. is going to run through the T-Cow.
And they shouldn't wait.
Okay, this is what this band is going to be.
Let's give a present to one Willie Foster. Oh, yeah, the Lyman Senior sensational player. I'm giving him a reindeer patch because he spends so much time in the air.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
I like that one.
Got that
Help you
reindeer
out with your
patch.
sled.
Yeah. And St. Henry, the Redskins.
Yep.
I'm giving them a pass for the first 6 games of the season. They
that's
won the
fair.
state title.
Yeah.
It's not fair to them. We're giving them a pass
it's
the
a
first 6 games of the
it's a good
season.
call, Sam. That's a good
Yeah. And to the rest of the MAC, we're building them a new trophy case. It's good. It's needed, right?
50 state
50
titles
state
in
titles.
football?
Yeah, they need it. They need
more.
it. Coach Westerlund at UNOH. Yeah, I'm giving him a year's supply of energy drinks.
Why?
That guy, he just needs some
He
energy.
creates it, Santa. I think you missed something.
I'm the dyslexic Santa.
He'll never sleep.
I think sedative is more like what we need to give Coach Westerlund.
To the 3 wise men, Santa's giving you guys an Emmy. What sensational work.
We're getting
Yes,
my.
the #1 TV show in Lima that has to do with sports. Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes,
amazing.
Santa loves
Wow.
the 3 wise men.
Can we have it?
Yeah, I'll give it to you later. I got to Amazon order it first. Yeah, we don't make them at the North Pole. Not
better.
everybody gets an Emmy.
That's better than a Dundee.
Right. Yeah.
Santa.
One Mr. Wyatt Taviano. We're getting him a lazy boy chair. He needs one. The kid carried the
rest.
ball. It's time
Time
to
to
rest.
rest.
Wyatt needs a lazy boy. How about Wapakoneta Athletic Director Brad Rex?
Great dude.
He's getting a Friends of the Media Award from Santa.
Aw.
Now, here's the catch. Miles will be buying you a pullover and sending it to you. Yes, because he takes care of Nate and the rest of the crew. Yeah, so Brad Rex expects that in
Send
the
me what
mail.
size you need there, Brad.
Yeah. And Marion Local, They get 76 episodes of The Three Wise Men on DVD. Yes, they do, because it's commemorating their 76-game win streak, the Marion Local Flyers.
You mean I'll have that moment where I'll go, what's it up now? 71?
Yes,
Is it 65?
yes,
What's the
yes,
number now?
yes. And you boys, have you been good this year? Because Santa's watching. That's where you answer me.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yes, Santa. Yes.
Take us home, Nate.
Well, Santa, thank you for stopping by the Three Wise Men.
Absolutely.
We appreciate
Nate. Merry
it.
Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Miles.
For all of us here at WSN and the Three Wise Men, thanks for tuning in. It has been another great episode. We hope everybody enjoys their holiday season. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.